everybody, this is Cody with the Nick Computer Experience, and I'm back playing some more Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls on Season 4. And, so tomorrow, obviously, will be, a switch between this to Fallout New Vegas. I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit again, seeing as the new season's out, so I thought I'd just do back-to-back, and then Wednesday I'll do Fallout and stuff. So you'll see Fallout again, but what are we doing today? Well, basically, I just wanted to show you we have got a second iteration completed for this build. And by second iteration, I mean I have gotten every piece that I need to make the build viable. Every piece is not perfect at all. It's far from it. I still haven't replaced some of the things I needed. But it's all workable, and it can allow me to get to pretty high levels. So like right now I'm on Torment 9. Well, I can't. 8. Not 9. 9 is IX. That's 8. But yeah, so I got to play with Nick last night. We did a little bit more of the keys. If you guys don't know, the key wardens drop machines now. They don't drop keys anymore for you to make these. They drop the machines, which makes it so much nicer. But we went and did that, got the Hellfire Amulet. It took me only 2 tries to get this one, thankfully. If you guys know from any of my old videos, me complaining about it, I went through about 40. I think I ended at about 40 last season trying to get a good Hellfire Amulet. Never did. Took me the second try to get this one. It's not ancient, but it's good. It's not perfect, but it is still good. I got a Bloodthirst passive, which means that I can heal whenever I'm using my skills. Got a new helmet, which is ancient. 5.5 chance. Close to perfect. I only rolled for 14% because I don't want to waste all my resources. Everything else is pretty much the same. Like, I got these. These are terrible. Just because the strength's too low. I got life percent instead of vitality. Area damage isn't perfect. I'd prefer to have a secondary resist as well, but that's okay. Then, the last but not least, Gavel of Judgment. I thought this was going to take a while to get. This one actually is very good. Not ancient, but that's okay. What I did, because of Khanai's Cube, I keep forgetting that Khanai's Cube existed because I'm so used to not doing it. I just used this, and in the transmutes here, you can go and upgrade a rare item. I just kept making a hammer from him, a mighty hammer, 2-handed, which would be right here, and I would make this once or twice, and then I'd go and reforge it into a legendary from all the parts that I had. I don't have much left now. Death's Breath are really low because of that kind of stuff. Did that, and after like 4 or 5 tries, I got this. And it seems like whenever I make a legendary out of rare items, I get really high rolls on most stuff. I haven't gotten low rolls on anything I've made so far, which is nice. So we got that. And then everything else is pretty much similar to before, like nothing perfect, but okay stuff. And then also my restraint is the same. And then, of course, I got a crappy focus as well. Like, I wanted chance and damage on both, but that's okay. At least it has a cold resist, and I did critical damage on this, so then I could kind of level these two out, because there were pretty big disparity between the two before. But that should be just about enough talking for that. I mean, other than that, though, the only thing is the gems. Bane of Stricken rank 25 for now. Tygook rank 16, and then the Bane of the Trap to 25. But without me blathering more, what we'll do, since you see me on Torment 8, we'll do a Nephilim Rift, and I'll show you basically how this goes. As you can see, I'm 174 now. Because of the new Torment levels, it's pretty nice. Like, the last time you saw me, I only played for a couple more hours since the last time you saw me. And then, unfortunately, I left my game running when I left yesterday to go and do stuff. So, but as you can see, when you get everything up, I'm doing pretty damn good damage. I can get billions. Like, I can hit for billions per each individual hit when I get all my stuff set up. Basically, all you have to do for this build is have some sort of secondary. In my case, I'm doing Furious Charge with Merciless Assault, so then it'll regen quicker. You can use anything else as a Fury Generator. It'll work the same way. But you want to charge into the group that you're fighting against, which will get you your focus or your restraint procced. I don't remember which one. And then you start hitting with the gavel. As in the Hammer of the Ancients. You start hitting with the Hammer of the Ancients. When you start hitting with that, you'll start doing large amounts of damage. And the more you keep hitting with your hammer, the more your cooldown for your Wrath of the Berserker goes. So every time that you get a chance to up your Wrath of the Berserker, you just do it. Because you want to have Wrath of the Berserker procced all the time, because you're getting more damage from that. Now, in my case, because I've been doing pretty well lately, and I'm not going into like super high rifts yet, I'm leaving Wrath of the Berserker to damage based, not to It's taking a lot of damage there. I'm leaving it as damage based, so I'm getting my 50% more damage from Wrath of the Berserker. I'm not doing damage reduction, damage mitigation. Alternatively, though, for my Barbarian buddies here, because they don't do a lot of damage anymore, because of the high rifts, I switched them to giving me 50% damage reduction now. The reason for that, as you know, is because now they take a lot of the damage for me, and they can take a lot more damage than I ever could anyway. And it gives me a really good bonus to my toughness now. As you can tell from my stats, when everything's up and procced pretty much, well, my Ancients isn't yet, or rather Berserker isn't yet, so I'll show you as soon as that's up, but I can't with Conduit going because I can't hit anything, so I can't. There we go. As you can see, without rather the Berserker on, you don't do that much damage at all, though. But yeah, so everything's up right now as it is. I have about 15, depends on how long my target goes. It goes up to 16, 17 million, which isn't very, very good. It means that I will get ganked pretty quick. Like, I will get murdered pretty fast by higher rifts. Even as you can tell now with Torment 8, you can see how fast my health will go down if I'm not paying attention to it. But as it sits now, though, as you can see, there's 1.5 billion right there. I don't know if you saw that, but one singular hit from my Hammer of the Ancients did 1.5 billion damage. So a lot of these in this tournament level, a lot of the enemies that I find, a lot of the elite packs that I find, they have only like 3 or 4 billion health. So it takes 3 or 4 hits to kill them. Some of the weaker ones, like if you get Winged Assassins or something with really low health, that are supposed to do high, quick amounts of damage, they'll die in like 1 or 2 hits. So it is a pretty ridiculous thing. And the best part about it is, as you can see here, with enemies like this that has reflex damage doesn't do anything to you, which is nice. Like, I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. I haven't noticed. Like, every time I go up against reflex damage, I don't really even pay attention to whether or not they have their reflex damage procced or not. I just hit them. Like a good barbarian should. You just hit things in front of you. And so far it hasn't killed me because of it, so it's all good. But yeah, what I recommend though, if you are going into any type of new build in this game, with the new season up, just do the highest rifts you can without dying ridiculously. Like if you keep dying constantly doing a rift, lower the difficulty. But if you're not dying doing a rift and you're doing pretty okay, do the highest, well, I meant the highest torment difficulty, that is. The reason being is because the higher the torment difficulty, the more legendaries I'm getting, because you get a better, you get better finds and stuff like that. You get better loot. And you're also getting more money and you're getting a lot more experience. That's why I'm up to 175, is because as soon as I got the gavel, my damage output increased exponentially, and it allowed me to jump from Torment 3 all the way up to Torment 6. And jumping to Torment 6 from Torment 3 means that I was getting a ton more experience. And I don't know if you've ever had a friend, like if you're playing in if you were playing in Season 3 or 2 or 1, if you had a friend that was already like doing T6 by himself and you were just starting a character out, he could level you from 1 to 70 in like an hour flat. And then he could get you up to like Paragon 20 or 30 within 2 or 3 hours. It's the same idea, but now you can even go on higher to Torment 8 or 9 or something like that. And for me to be sub 200 Paragon level and to be doing Torment 8 already, it makes my level jump through the roof. As soon as we're done with this rift, I'll show you like how much time I've actually put in this. It's been less than 48 hours on this character. And as you can see here, watch the choker now. This is fun. I do about a 1/8 of his health every hit, and he's dead. So if that tells you anything, especially using Bane of the Stricken and stuff like that, single target DPS with a Barbarian such as this is the most powerful right now that I know of. I'm sure you can make a different build out of other armors and stuff, and you can change this up completely to what I have it as. But it's working really well. The funny part about it, too, is when I was talking about the other day, the top-ranked one was using, like if you were looking at the leaderboards after we watched the video yesterday, top ranking wasn't using this build. They were using the Bracers of Destruction, I think they're called, which gives you more damage and stuff for Seismic Slam. And they were using a Ren build, with this being the waist armor, and then they're using the Boulder Crusher from the Immortal King set. They were the top of that now. And then when I was doing this build and I was starting to get it ready and anything, I wanted to prefer it. Next thing I know, when I was checking last night before I finished up anything, ooh, that's actually really cool that that's a weapon throw weapon. I need to do a weapon throw build and see if that's any better. But when I had this built up and anything I was doing well, then I checked the leaderboards again. The leaderboards had this as one of the highest builds now. So it seems like this is one of the best builds to go for because it seems to be topping out the leaderboards still, which is nice. When I started it, I read about people saying that that'd be a good build, and that's why I wanted to try it, and then to find out that somebody's on the leaderboards because it's really good. But yeah, so on my profile here, as you can see with, well, when we get to heroes, the wall, 36 hours now. I would say it's more or less about 28 to 30 because, like I said yesterday, I played for a little bit. After I got everything up and going, it was like, I don't know, 2 o'clock by the time I was done. And I had to go out and do some stuff for a good couple hours. I left the game running the whole entire time. It disconnected me from the server and anything, but it still counted for like a little bit of time. Because if you leave the game open like this, not minimize, leave it open, it lets you sit idle for a little bit longer. And when I came back, I started up again, and I've just been sitting. So realistically, it's about 20 to 30 hours is what I've been playing. But without embarrassing myself, I think I could do a Torment 9 level 40. So we'll try it. The reason being is because I think I'm going to die pretty easily doing this. But I just want to show you that, like, from the last one, there's a massive jump in performance on this build because of the set being completed once. The thing you have to remember, and that's what I keep emphasizing the most, is that if you're making a build, you never have to worry about getting the optimal stuff the first time around. When you're starting off a build like this, worry about getting the parts first. So even if they're not very good, like say like if you have like a pretty good amount of legendaries in your level 70, and the legendaries are allowing you to do like Torment 2 or 3 by yourself, and you're looking for the elite parts that you need. Oh god, I'm going to die from these. Seraphs are some of the worst. Or not, yeah, the Ghastly Seraphs. They're some of the worst because of their that cold damage that they do. That little burst damage where it oh god, that one right there. It looks like they're throwing like a little snowball at you. And then the other one that gives you like that little ice sheet that slows you down. They do a lot of damage, and they're anything ranged does a lot of damage. Exorcists are some of the worst too. They do a shitload of damage as well. But anyway, like I was saying, say like if you have like stuff that's allowing you to do Torment 2 or Torment 3 by yourself, as it is, you're doing fine. Like you can clear pretty okay, and you're looking for a build you want to make, and you're looking for all the parts. If you get parts that are really bad and they would actually detriment your build, save them in the box. Wait till you get more parts, and as soon as you get like the second, third, or fourth part, the bonuses you get from that set piece might be way better than what you're already rocking, you know? So, as soon as you do that, then you start switching them over. And then, as you can tell, like, even with mine, I'm telling you, like, my build is not optimal at all. It's very haphazard. And as you can see now, I can easily clear in terms of damage. If I had survivability as well, I'd be doing even better. Problem being is that I don't have survivability, and that could be changed drastically due to the fact that I don't have armors that really give me a lot of secondary resists. But the other thing that might be beneficial for me as well, which I'm still thinking about doing, is switching one of my gems, like switching the maybe Bane of the Trapped, I don't know. One of the 3 gems I have, Taiguk maybe even, change that out to something that gives me resists. It just all depends on if I need more armor, which is what the Taiguk's for, or if I need more resists. Right now it seems to me that I need more resists, because the physical attackers that I get up against, like meleeers and stuff, don't do much. But people like the Exorcists or the Seraphs and stuff that could do ranged elemental attacks do a ton of damage to me. Now, the other thing I was showing you too, when I was showing you the Hellfire Amulet that I'm using, the reason why I'm using that is because I get a good secondary, and it actually came out really well. You could, in theory, in my opinion, change the... oh, good. Ooh, this is really good to have. You could, in theory, change out the Hellfire Amulet to a... what is it? Eye of Elich. And what the Eye of Elich does is it reduces damage from range, I believe, as a secondary trait. And what's so good about that is that a lot of these guys that shoot range damage, like these, the bowmen, the freaking they do so much damage. And the ones that are created from the maidens too, the death maidens, those will all do a lot less damage to you, and so a lot of the range damage that you get destroyed by might not do as much to you anymore. So as you can see, 7 billion health. As soon as he comes out of his shield... Oh, I'm gonna die. I can't move. I couldn't move. If you get surrounded like that, it's pretty bad, but let's get over in here and respawn everybody. Boop, 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 boop. As you can tell still, you can still take a ton of damage from Frozen. I haven't gotten a... Well, I have gotten... Before I realized what Kanai's Cube could do, by the way, so if you noticed that at all, I was being silly. With Kanai's Cube, you can take the particular amulets, the ones that give you resistances against like Frozen or Arcane or whatever, and you can put those through Kanai's Cube, extract the legendary power, and then have that as a legendary power. I didn't realize that when I got two of the talismans that give you the freezing resist. And so I broke them down, and I was stupid for it. They weren't even level 70, so I had no reason to keep them anyway. So it would have been really nice to break them down for that, but oh well. The good news, though, is that last night I got the one amulet... what is it called? Mara's Kaleidoscope? I can't remember. The arcane one, the one that gives you arcane resistance. I have that sitting as a secondary right now, which is nice. So any arcane damage I don't take. But the problem is, it seems to me like the majority of my damage comes specifically from Frozen and from Flame, or Fire, I mean. So I'd prefer to have one of those, but I haven't seen the Fire one. And the two Frozen ones that I've gotten, I broke down like an idiot because I didn't know that that's what Kanai's Cube did. I guess that's another major thing that I would like to bring up is if you're playing this, make sure you read all the patch notes first and actually really understand them. Don't be silly like me and just come in here and be like, I'll figure it out when I get in. Because that's what I did, and now I broke down some very important things that I could have really used, you know? Luckily, it was only the one amulet, though. I haven't broken down any really important weapons yet or something. Like, I haven't gotten, like, a crappy furnace to break down or something. But yeah, okay, so I guess to reiterate, though, the way that this build works really well, though, the reason why I think Furious Charge with Merciless Assault is one of the best to use is because it gives you mobility against ranged targets. So, like, if you have that ready to go, other than the massive damage boost that you get from using it, if you have, like, say, like this Exorcist is across the room, or you have those stupid plague carriers, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Ooh, that kind of could be good. If they're across the room and you can't really get to them very easily, you can use that to launch across the room and stop them from hitting you more. Okay, this might spawn him, but I'm not sure. We're saving that conduit for the boss just to make it quicker. There we go. So now, oh yeah, by the way, you can do that to get your procs back up too if you're not fighting anything. So this will be quick. Even with my damage, the conduit doesn't do much, but with the conduit at least it helps a little bit. And dead. Boom! So I just made a new one. 40 is the highest I've gone. I did 39 last night and it was pretty easy, so I was like, you know what, I'll save it for tomorrow. And show you guys 40. Okay, those are all really terrible legendaries though, but that's okay. I don't think I know anybody that still uses Blackthorns. I don't think anybody's used Blackthorns since the new season started, you know? Or since the first season started. Yep. With this hodgepodge of, like, so, I mean, I am kind of playing it down. I'm not going to lie to you. Getting these parts and anything does take time, and if you get lucky, I got pretty lucky getting the parts I want to do, but Kanai's Cube makes everything stupidly easy compared to how it was in the old seasons where you just have to hope it drops during these kinds of runs. But doing what I've been doing, like I'm saying, if you have a build like mine, I do, you can tell that the parts that I have, most of them are not ready for higher level stuff at all. But because of the sheer output of damage you're doing, you can run through them pretty quick. If you watch anybody, like I guarantee if you go and watch somebody that does a greater of 60 or higher with a build, they will die pretty fast if they make a mistake or anything like that. But a lot of the time, the reason why you can get up to really, really high levels is if you get really, really good riffs. So like if you get one full of zombies that are really slow to hit and they don't do much, the zombies are like the best riffs you can get. But if you get a rift like I just did there, what's actually pretty difficult, as you can tell, even in Greater Rift 40, as long as you keep moving and you maintain your damage output, you usually don't get hurt too bad, so it's pretty nice. I think I'm going to go for bracers because I want to try to get that other set of bracers. Oh, there they go. Boom. Those are not great, but they're not terrible. 5% compared to 6%, 351. I'll just keep going. Nah, didn't get him. This is good, though, because the Custarian Risk Guards can break these down. I got another Parthan Defenders. I already have these. 10%'s pretty meh. Those are, like, usable right off the bat, though. Like, all you have to do is re-roll the crit chance to 6 and be pretty good. But, yeah, these are... This isn't bad, though. Like, I mean, they're not the best I've seen, but they're okay. Almost max strength, pretty high vitality. 5.0 crit chances, But then the other stuff is good, so we'll go ahead and keep those. So what I'm going to do eventually for you guys is I'm going to switch out this build and then use this build. So all I have to do is just reroll the life per fury spent to damage percent of 10. Throw on... Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I did get a second Ramalani's gift, and I Ramalani's this. That's why I have so many stats on it. But yeah, I'm just going to change that to 10%, Ramalani this. Throw that on, throw on these, and then switch over to Seismic Slam. And see if that's any better at all, and then show you guys that in another video when I get to that. But we're just going to break down all these ones I don't want. I don't need that, and I don't need that because I already have one. But yeah, boom, boom, and boom. And then this is my drawer of breakdownable items in kind of nice cubes, and I could get their stats. The only reason why I'm doing that at all is because you break down these, and then I will get this next objective completed, extract 10. I've only done 5. And the only reason why I haven't done it all is not because it's hard, it's because I need to go get these again. And I've just been lazy. I don't want to do it. So, but other than that, guys, that's pretty much, like, this is going to be a little bit short of a video, but that's pretty much how this new build's going. I will be trading out to these two to show you guys what this is like comparatively to the Hammer of the Ancients. What I really like about Hammer of the Ancients is the speed. So this... Oh, I can't... This speed is pretty good DPS. Like, that's really fast for that. And then when you get into this, it's even quicker. Now, the other thing, too, is that I gen Fury from doing this. So, honestly, these shoulders, I use them just because I get the Ancient's Fury rune, which allows me to generate Fury from my Ancients hitting anything, which is also pretty ridiculous. But the one thing that I've noticed with the Fury of the Vanished Peak, is that in building it with this, it reduces the Fury cost, and this gives me increased damage for it. But now I'm not going to be generating Fury from my main attack. So the thing I'm worried about is I don't know if these guys are going to be giving me enough Fury back solo to use Seismic Slam. So that's one of the things I'm going to have to figure out. Other than that, though, everything's going pretty well. Also, I have the same luck I always have. I don't know, every season, every video I've made for every season so far, you will always see me get a Tel Rasha of some sort, and I got his friggin' grasps. It's like the game is begging me to play a wizard, even though I don't want to play a wizard at all. So who knows, if I'm talked into it enough, I might do it. I don't know. But, yep, that looks about it, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. But other than that, this is Greater Rift 40 already. You just saw me hit a 40. Even with only under 48 hours on one character, that's pretty good. So 37 hours, 6 minutes, I'm already Greater Rift 40. That's pretty good. In my opinion, at least. But the thing is if you look at the leaderboards nowadays... No, not achievements, leaderboards. If you look at the leaderboards nowadays, already, the 1000th is a 51. Last night it was a 50, and like 2 days ago it was like 30. So I would have been on the leaderboards 2 days ago, if I could have done this 2 days ago, but I couldn't. So as you can see, most people... 65 is the highest now, and I think it was 63 last night, which is kind of shitty. But if you look at every single tier... every single tier is high 50s to 60s. So there's not really much you can do in way of getting the leaderboards unless if you're really good. And as you can see, I need better, much better streamlined gear to probably get this high. I could probably do enough damage to actually get somewhere in a level 60 tier. But I don't think I'd be able to survive because I'm very poor at survivability. Like, I never understood how people do that, so... Either way, guys, enough rambling. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope this helped you out. If you're doing like a new build like that, just to see how somebody like me does this, who's not even friggin' 200 Paragon, when a lot of the people on the leaderboards are 6 or 8. So if this helped you, please let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you really enjoyed this, and share it with your friends, just like if you didn't. And I'll talk to you guys in the comments if you have any questions. But thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon.